Casting time. Close the other windows and lend me your ears, my friends. Okay, enough of that. You guys don't want to hear me sing. All right, we got a Canis game here today. This is going to be a good one, and I know that because I tried to cast this freaking thing a couple of days ago, and I screwed it up. So anyway, you got a Crazy Rush game earlier in the week, and we're going to do this 5-player game right now. Let's go ahead and introduce the teams, and then we will jump into it. Later on, I will be doing a game with you guys, playing a game with you, and then we're going to be doing the normal question and answer time. And somebody already asked about tutorials. Said they had a suggestion. I'd be more than willing to look at that in just a couple minutes. Right now, though, let's look at the Northern team. We've got Smoking Sushi, which is kind of a contradictory name because I believe sushi is specifically raw fish. I suppose it could be smoked flavor, but whatever. We've got Seraphim in the hot pink color. Then we've got Automax taking Aeon, Apophenis, who is also Aeon in the air slot, Andy Rue taking Cybern, and then Pitico with UEF on the front line. Then on the south side, we have Ninray taking Seraphim, Arrow with UEF, Cybern for God NL, and MCOM with Aeon. Last but not least, Axel is taking Seraphim in the red on the right-hand side. This is a relatively evenly matched game. There's a couple of 1700s in here, and the lowest ranked is 1100. So right there in the average Joe's ranking, and it should be a good game. I'm going to bump up the speed just a tiny little bit in the early game while we're watching the expansion, just so we can get to the actual play sooner. We've got a first bomber out for Axel. Not Axel, Apophenis. He has his clan tag there, which is Alex, and that is confusing. So, he did a nice little build there. 2 P-Gens, Air Factory, launched the bomber. Now he's filling in his mass extractors and doing various and sundry other things. That bomber is going to head down here, probably going to stall, pick up the Expansioneer on radar, and then lay a bomb right on top of it to hopefully prevent any of this reclaim out here very early in the game. Canis has tons of reclaim that you need to take advantage of to reach your maximum early build potential. All of these rocks out here, there's a huge amount of mass in these. Not in any individual one, but reclaiming all of them consistently can boost you incredibly well. So this bomber over here, he's got 1 kill so far, probably going to head for a mass extractor. There is the T1 mobile anti-air. Beautiful hover bomb going on there. He's going to land a second hit, and if he can get that third one on target, there it is. 2 P-Gens and a mass extractor for that bomber. And he is toasty fried. That was a very, very cost-effective early bomber. 1 engineer, 2 power generators, and a mass extractor with a little bit of micro, not putting Apophenis behind in the slightest. He is still up on par with everyone else. All right, we've got ACU moving to the left, and I guarantee you, even if I hadn't seen this game already, there would be a turtle war on one side or the other, because there is always a turtle war on the side of Canis. You have this beautiful little mesa here and over here, where you can pretty much build any kind of point defense you want. You have a nice sloping hill flowing away from you, and yeah, it's going to end up being mobile missile launchers and point defense in just about every single Canis game, with your mobile stuff happening in the center. We've got 1 ACU sticking around in base on the north side, and on the southern side, looks like everybody else is kind of converging on either the center or their lanes. Over here on the right, we have Andy Rue moving in to take the expansion with his ACU. I'm not going to recommend one way or the other. It can be helpful to have an extra ACU down in the center, because blue can get sideswiped by a couple of different people if he's not careful, but having the ACU on the side does help prevent any substantial run bys from wiping out these 3 mexes. So it can go either way. We'll just have to see how the game plays out. Got 2 Auroras and a couple of scouts heading down. That is going to get denied pretty easily, though. Mantis coming into range. Going to skirt around just a little bit. Ninray bringing his ACU down, and that is going to be a dead Aurora in just a second there. I like the spirit of the early push, but not a very successful implementation. Red sending a bomber up to the north. Main target in the early game, as always, is going to be the engineers that you will find scattered around the map. If you can eliminate build power in all of the different locations, that drastically slows the expansion of the opposing team, and it can greatly help you as you are getting established. We got Mantis in the center. Looks like not a whole lot of T1 spam, actually. I have seen Canis go both ways. It can be an effective rushing map as long as you exercise the necessary precautions to keep units out of your home base and also to prevent TMLs, because TMLs are in every single Canis game that I have ever played ever. I don't think I've ever seen one without without attack launcher of some kind, whether it was on the back of an ACU or in a building, there was one. So if you can stop that and push early T2 or even T3, it can be incredibly effective, but I've also seen massive spam games going on, and that can be pretty hilarious to watch. MCOM going to engage directly with this ACU. There were a couple of tanks there. He's going to have to back up because the UEF ACU does have the health advantage, and we have a pair of engineers. Let's see where those guys are headed. Bombers towards the north. Multiple T1 bombers, always a dangerous thing. If you're not careful, these guys can wipe out all of the build power in your home base, and it can be a horrendously devastating thing. It's a shame both of those bombs dropped on that, because if they would have spread out a little bit, could have killed more than just 4 engineers. But always remember that magic number. If you can kill 2 engineers with a T1 bomber, it was worth the mass. So there you go. Axel easily denying this Mantis push. We've got 2 engineers drop. That's a lot of manual reclaim orders, and reclaim over there and reclaim here. So that is MCOM. MCOM is doing his level best to one-up the other team on mass income, trying to get that early reclaim under his belt. Let's see what he's actually got here. We've got a whopping 4,600 for God. Nah. 3,900, 38, roughly even all the way down here. MCOM with 5, and continuing on with our mid-3s numbers down to 2 and 18. You can see the 2 guys with the lowest reclaim are the lowest on the scoreboard, so it is directly proportional. Ninray and Automax going toe-to-toe with gun-upgraded commanders. Only the Aeon commander has extra range in addition to the extra damage, so he will be able to kite Ninray's ACU, and that can be incredibly frustrating because you can't quite get close enough, and every second that you're not engaging is a second that you're taking extra damage. Overcharge on 1 Aurora, that was a waste. Automax sitting on 9,500 HP, 58 for Ninray. He is eventually going to have to go for the water on that one, because there is no way that he is going to survive that situation with all of those Auroras pounding away at his ACU in addition to that commander. On the lower end, we have a nice little bit of air production coming in from MCOM. Not anything tremendously overwhelming, but definitely enough to scout consistently, which is very important for a supporting team member, and also having enough interceptors on the board to snipe off any bombers that may head their way or any threat like that. Automax still progressing. He is going to bring up an engineer, 2 engineers actually, which are going to start reclaiming all these tanks that just got shot down, and that is the recycling factory that is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. You basically kill off units, send in your vacuum cleaners to suck up all the mass and build shiny new tanks for yourself, and then continue to roll forward over everyone because they cannot stop you. We've got lots of build power up on the front for Ninray, not all of it engaged. That factory is not building, and he's floating mass, so that is something that he needs to turn on before he gets completely overwhelmed. And that ACU, they want him dead. We have a Torp bomber. We have the ACU pushing forward because the head of that ACU does poke above water occasionally. Torp bomber, which is going to get shot down, and a Mercy. So below water, above water, doesn't matter. Ninray is going to take fire, and it's going to be a tough one for him to live through this, actually. He's down to 3,800 health. Mercy's impact for 2,400, I believe. So 1 Mercy, and he will be at around the 1k HP mark, which that ACU can easily eliminate with an overcharge and 2 or 3 seconds of firing. Artillery coming down. Oh, that was a T2 support factory upgrade. I appreciate the effort of getting the early T2 up far forward on the field, but that is a sad thing when you have such an important structure go down to an advancing group of artillery. It's just like, I was those couple of Ilsheva shy of denying the whole thing. And yeah, there goes the factory. So not any fire bases as of yet. NL is laying down TMD though, because he's waiting for the inevitable attack launcher, and he's pushing forward with some Mantis to try and feel out any weaknesses. Smoking Sushi is, however, laying down lots of T2 point defense, which will be able to kill off anything that progresses this way unless it's standing right there, because then the point defense will fire into the ground. T2 gunships coming down. Those are from Smoking Sushi, because he did invest in T2 air. We've got Apophis also sitting on T2 air, going for power generator, so he is probably going to go for early T3 air. Don't quote me on that. I do not remember, but that is the most likely direction he's going to head. Automax still cleaning up that reclaim. That is a beautiful thing to watch. The efficiency of someone who is paying attention to what they should be doing. So much artillery. I'm not entirely on board with that one. The artillery is lethal for any buildings that may get in your way, but it's worthless as a combat unit for the Aeon faction, because the Fervor has basically zero area of effect. It has the highest firing rate and the highest DPS, but the very precise accuracy and lack of area of effect kills it versus tanks. It cannot defend itself versus attack units. So basically we have a commander versus all of this, which I'm pretty sure he could overcharge his way through, but throw in some of these mercies, which we see collecting over here on the side, and you're gonna have a bad time. Those mercies, why is the air player on the front line? I'm not entirely sure, but he is apparently doing good things. MCOM is going to move up. Mercies are going to connect, all but one. 290 health. That was so close. Probably a third of a second on that response time is the difference between life and death. Pitico definitely needs to say a thank you to Apophis for pulling his butt out of the fire on that one. Got a T2 point defense going down right here. Radar and Oblivion turret for MCOM. So he is going to try to force that position back with an advancing series of point defense, but I don't think he's going to make it. We've got a lot of engineering power right here. We've got a second triad going down immediately, and that's all versus a single T2 commander with no extra build power. So I think, yes, there we go. Lobo's coming in with that huge alpha strike, taking out that Oblivion right as it was starting to come online, and that is going to force MCOM back. He's not going to be able to establish anything right there. Orange is still making good progress though. Automax is overcharging his way through these units on the right, and then trying to hold up against the unit, or actually that's left. Trying to hold up the other right, Brink. Trying to hold up on the right against a pack of Ilshevas. He is building blazes, which do a pretty reasonably good job against most land units. They're fast. That is their main advantage. A little bit low on the DPS and HP side versus other mainline land-based tanks, especially Ilshevas. There's going to be a nice little overcharge from the side, though. That ACU is going to start biting into the Ilshis, and if he can move right this way, well, no, there comes Ninray. Have to see how this all plays out. He could overcharge quite a few of those to death, given the opportunity. Looks like MCOM is going to try something with T2 gunships. Not sure what it is. He definitely has enough to make some mischief, though. If there is no mobile flak. That is the biggie. There is a mobile flak, and there's a lot of interceptors online. I would not project. I definitely would not put these forward, because all of those interceptors will be able to take out those gunships fairly easily. And he is going to move in. Pitico's still low. Oh, I see what he's doing. Low health on this guy, 1,600 health. The question is, can the gunship survive long enough to kill that ACU? In he goes, and it is falling rapidly. Yeah, that's going to get it. Pitico is down, I think. 2 gunships left, and right before the last one goes down. There is the nuke. There's the nuke. All right. So one down on the northern team, and that is going to eliminate the front fire base, allowing MCOM to gain a foothold on the front right here. That is going to be a little bit dangerous because none of these guys are extremely mobile. We have a handful of T1 on the right for Andy Rue, who is for some reason deciding to build up an extremely large T1 point defense force. And then on the left, we have no mobility and a handful of T2 tanks with a gun commander. And that, my friends, is the inevitable Seraphim backpack tack. You know you can't play a game without seeing one. It is going to be launched at the exposed T2 mexes. Interesting point. Ithilus balance mod. Basically, the only set of things that I agree with on that balance mod are the Rambo comms not being extremely overpowered anymore, and he fixed the Seraphim backpack tack being so overpowered. So, yeah, I've actually played a couple of games of that, and like I said, I don't agree with everything in that patch, but it's nice to play it just for the sake of not having the cheese of that Seraphim tack launcher. Blazes are going to move into the base here. Apophis luckily is right next to this incursion, and he's going to be able to put a stop to it with some overcharges. T1 point defense going down, and gunships coming in are going to put a damper on that party. He is going to kill a little bit of build power, and he's sniping the TMD. I am sure that will quickly be followed by attack missile to that mass extractor. Actually, he could kill both of those, possibly both of these T2 power generators, depending on how quick he is on the trigger. I would definitely go for the power generators first. Power is usually the better target. Red showing Andy Rue a thing or two about mobility. Axel is going to shove all these units directly up Andy Rue's rear end. There is a T1 point defense there, but a single T1 point defense I don't think is going to be enough to stop this massive amount of units coming in. There are some Ilshivas. There is a mobile flak or two in that. That is a very, very good unit mix to be pushing into the opponent's base when you know they have gunships. You just got to babysit that flak, keep it towards the back, and push it up into the gunships as they come in. Andy Rue saying, "Thank you for blowing up in my base." Well, he did. That is a legitimate concern. But Andy Rue actually had a very well-established base with hives for his build power. So I think that's more of a rage excuse for the units that are now coming into his base that he can't stop because he has no mobile units. Anyway, he is building wall sections on the front end. That will help keep things out the front door. And the back door is rapidly gaining an attack force that will be able to deny anything that comes in. Got another attack launcher down. MCOM is firing away at this base. Not having a whole lot of success, unfortunately, because there are a couple of TMD around. Oh, wow. Power storage for the win. Fired at the power storage and killed about 10 engineers with it as well. That was a nice shot. I like that. I like that a lot. Got restorers moving in. So Apophis is at T3 air. He does have the single resource allocation. No, that is double. That is definitely double. And he is going to be able to push T3 air quite quickly. MCOM is not there yet. He has the T3 factory. There, he just undid his pause. He was building T3 power because he does not have resource allocation. So he's got to have those T3 P-gens come online. This is a terrible waste over here. We had that whole swarm of T2 gunships that was over here came in directly over the mobile flak. I know what he was trying to do. He's trying to get rid of all of the Vipers because Vipers are just a royal pain in the butt for anybody who has to deal with them, but you can't send in gunships over mobile flak. It just does not work, especially when the opponent has a lot of interceptors to back it up. MCOM now has a handful of ASF on the field. His production is not on par with Apophis's as of yet. So there are going to be enough restorers in the air to deny these handful of ASF, at least for the first little bitty bit. Let's see, Apophis taking another upgrade. Probably T2, maybe, perhaps. possibly. And we've got a Monkey Lord going down for Andy. Now that is going to make things interesting. We've got no T4 and no plans for a T4 down here, and none over here either. So we're going to have a little bit of a planning meeting on how to deal with a Monkey Lord that's headed for your base. I can never pronounce Seraphim unit names. Ithissa? Something like that. They are trying to fire back, and despite the weakness of the Cybern shielding, they just can't really overwhelm this position. The Vipers are going to keep hammering away. You have weak TML versus weak shields, and strong TML versus strong shields, and I think we can effectively call that a stalemate, no biggie. MCOM finally getting enough ASF to kill off those restores. Restores always lose to their mass in ASF. The problem is, the smaller the group is, the more difficulty the ASF have taking it out, and the more you have to pay attention to micro. And the restores are more easy to produce with less build power. So it's an interesting balance between the two, between ASF and restores, but once you have at least a 3-to-1 ratio and preferably at least 15-to-5, you can safely attack restores and expect to come out on top without too much trouble. We do have the Monkey Lord now on the loose. It looks like it's going to head for red. There's not a whole lot on that front line except stuff that'll feed veterancy, and there's still not anything to counter on the southern side. Probably going to be a job for Air. MCOM still cranking out ASF, so he will be in control of Air for a pretty good amount of time. One single Strat Bomber come out. I'm not sure what that was for, but that's probably the unit that lost Apophis the Air War. And I have to come up with a speedy solution, and I believe that solution's name is Notha. We have Red building Nothas and MCOM building air cover. So hopefully these two guys will be able to overcome that T4 together. Fatboy going down for Arrow. Not exactly a Monkey Lord counter, but it is a T4, and it will have its uses. Finally seeing a little bit of motion from these MMLs, and they're stepping out from under the shield to immediately get shot down by the Cerberus turrets. It's kind of the entire point of having mobile missile launchers. You want to keep them out of the way of the point defense. That is a whole lot of build power throwing down mass storage there. It looks like Automax's one and only concern is adding to his eco stockpile. He does have T3 land, and he's building, is that a sniper bot? Or no, it's T3 mobile anti-air. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the difference between those two in the factory. One vet on that Monkey Lord. There was a control K over here, which saved some of it, but still a veterancy on that thing, giving it a whopping 48k in HP. Notha's coming down to drop some bombs, but not doing too terribly much damage in the process. Yellow bringing his ASF down. That is a throwaway, because that Monkey Lord is inevitably going to die, and throwing away the few ASF that you have to kill one or two of the Nothas, causing its demise, is probably not the best efficiency decision. T1 bombers, now that's interesting. Lots and lots of T1 bombers. They are probably the most cost-effective air unit. Ninray, need a flak, bud. You do have one. And building a second and third should not die to that. Yeah, he's good. Assistance going to the shield, trying to keep it up as long as possible, and interceptors coming in to mop those up. Monkey Lord is down to 18,000 health. The Nothas were a good choice. That is going to be a nice, pleasant little mass donation right on the doorstep of the Southern team, and Ninray is going to rage quit. I am not sure. I have absolutely no idea why he just left. That is a puzzle. Unless he had a disconnect. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it was a disconnect. That puts North and South on even footing, with the North on a slight advantage because they've had their eco longer. However, this reclaim boost right here is going to be amazing for the efforts of the Southern team. Throw in the Monkey Lord for mass, and I think the South is going to take this fairly easily. Got a lot of fervors moving in. Those are going to sit comfortably behind this cliff and rain fire down upon this base. That should eliminate the shielding very, very quickly because of the fervor's high DPS. It's going to force those rhinos to come out and deal with them, and it's too late though because the trebuchets have taken out that fire base. So that, I think we can qualify this as a collapse on the left side, but it is not so total that it cannot be dealt with. And the Notha's moving northward, going to get picked off very easily by those ASF. Nice eye, Apophis. Well done on that reaction. Let's see how many Smoking Sushi has now. 73. 73 freaking T1 bombers. More than enough to take out this entire task force over here. We have a GC coming down from the north as well. This is a bit more of a threat, but it is going to shed about 10k HP walking past this T3 point defense. Not the absolute best choice in the directions to head. He should have gone straight down the center here, but instead he is going to kite around to the side, still soaking damage, going to kill off these bricks without too much problem, but there are better things that it could be doing down here in this base. Not sure why he is headed that direction, and there's a strategic launcher. So we are going to get nukes this game. Can't have a good Canis without nukes. More T3 power, and there is a nuke defense, which will be loaded well before that nuke launches. So, futile effort once again, and No. He's sending the T1 bombers directly after Enel, and he flew them over the T2 flag. That would have been more than enough bombers to issue a split move order and wipe out everything at this location. All of it, 100%. And instead, he flew over the mobile flag to land about 5 bombs on an ACU. That is a facepalm if I've ever seen one. GC moving in, that is easily going to dispatch those power generators and also the nuke in the process, but it is going to give this GC time to build and come and engage. And this is why I was saying the GC should have come in the front door, because it would have been much harder to deal with about 45 seconds ago. Possibly could have killed Axel's ACU as it was way over here. As things sit though, that GC is going to make a clean escape to the left and probably going to vet up on all of this mess over here. We have the Monkey Lord right there and Megalith in the works for Enel. So lots of T4 coming online. Andy Rue with a Megalith, the bane of every other faction's existence, unless you have a lot of strap bombers or 2 fat boys to deal with it, because that Megalith will absolutely pound the snot out of a GC. It's the only other direct fire experimental that can counter it. We got T1 bombers moving in again. Hopefully not over the flak this time. I don't know if my brain could take another slaughtering of T1 bombers at that level, because that was just sad. I know. Brink, don't be rough on players because they make mistakes. Well, you should know better than to fly T1 air units over mobile flag. It just shouldn't happen. T1 bombers coming over to try and deal with the Monkey Lord, but thanks to that awesome 4,000 DPS, Monkey Lord is easily going to win over that GC with some of the health gone, thanks to a little bit of assistance from a Whaler and a couple of restores. So that is going to be yet another mass donation for the Southern team. Got a Monkey Lord, got a GC under their belt, and it looks like the Megalith is going to come right down the center lane and try to get into this base. Southern team is doing very well for having just lost a player, but realistically speaking, Ninray did not have a whole lot of stuff, so the reclaim probably did more for them than Ninray himself staying in the game. Apophis throwing down more power, and he does have a nuke online, which is about 1/3 of the way loaded. That's going to make things a little bit hairy for the Southern team, because on Canis, as you know, there is a lot of base packed into a little bit of space. And yeah, that just does not work out when you're talking a nuke. Red needs to get out of the engineers. That it's never good to be stuck in a pack of engineers. Megalith moving down. We've got a Rambo SACU as well. Looks like T2 gunships are going to try to take care of Flak, but as we all know, Flak just demolishes T2 gunships. Stand zero chance of surviving because of their relatively low HP as far as units go and the high DPS on that Flak. Galactic Colossus moving in. It is going to directly engage the Crab, which is backstepping at the moment. And it's going to give up a little bit and keep moving. If that would have been backstepping a little bit early to maximize that range advantage, it would have been better. The GC and the Megalith have roughly the same damage output. The Megalith has 10,000 more health than the GC does. Well, 10,001 if you want to get technical. But the Megalith has way more range, which is its main advantage over the GC. So if you can get the GC standing right next to the Megalith, then you lose that disadvantage and you're able to overcome it. SACU going to go down. GC surviving with 3,000 HP, and my wording is confused. I do realize on those last few statements. I'm overthinking what I'm saying, and it's coming out a little bit convoluted. That is going to be another wreck for the Southern team. The reclaim is real today. That is the third T4. They could feasibly build a T3 artillery by now with all of that reclaim. Still not. There's a strategic defense. Has that been scouted? That's the question. It has not. Insufficient scouting. You get a B, Southern team. So they don't know that there's a nuke there, which has just finished loading. The nuke defense is not even built yet, and that thing is going to launch. This is going to be bad. Very bad.
Strategic launch detected.
Right for the center of those three bases. Carnage shall ensue. Axel, you need to move, buddy. You really need to move, and preferably not towards the north. Run that way. Bumping into ACUs left and right. Nope, he's running north and then to the right. So basically directly into the nuke. He may have even lived if he'd stayed where he was standing. But he walked. Walked right into the nuke. Face plant into fusion. And he's going to go down. So that is the right side going poof. A lot of SAMs that were there and a lot of T2 gunships. Most of the air player's base, but Com is still alive, and he's going to keep that GC, which still marvelously has 1,800 health, and it's going to die now walking into the lightning storm, but whatever. More reclaim. Everyone always loves reclaim. Megalith and Monkey Lord pair on the left is kind of a dangerous thing. There are a lot of strap bombers, but there's not a whole lot of air control to oppose it. So I think just these two units are going to die. They're not going to be able to get into that base, especially considering the fact that Orange has brought a GC online, which is going to head towards the south. This needs to be on the move right now, El Pronto. With the Fat Boy, the Megalith, and the Monkey Lord together, that could crush into this base. I think it could do a very good job of it, and it would eliminate the advantage that those nukes gave to Apophis, who has built a second nuke now. Got two nuke launchers online. Strap bombers coming in for that Monkey Lord. No! Monkey Lord's basically going to be dead before it even starts hitting anything. Vet, my friend. Vet mightily. 67,000 health, coming back up above half HP. And it is just going to keep going. Megalith coming in for Automax. If that Megalith can kill the ACU, got a body block with that GC. Don't break right, don't break left. Stay directly in the path of that Megalith. And I would have stayed fired on Automax. I think that gun would clear. That would eliminate all those T3 tanks in the nuclear blast and the GC once the ACU was dead. But hey, Why bother with that when you're going to kill this sucker anyway? GC is going to lose badly to that Megalith. And now there are 2 T4s in the base. Laser to the face. There's a nuclear blast from Automax, leaving this wide. There was a third nuke. What is with the nukes this game? These guys wanted to have nuclear war in a bad kind of way. Good lord. If that nuke launcher would have been a Monkey Lord or anything else, like an actual combat. Oh, look at this. Here comes a Monkey Lord in the south. So we've got Monkey Lord coming in on the south, totally and completely unopposed, because there's nothing else here other than a couple of T2 point defense. The bricks are on the right, which could have saved that. Got a Monkey Lord coming in on this side and a Megalith on this side. Looks like Sushi is nuclear as well. So we've got 2 versus 3 with T4s in each other's bases. This is awesome. So it's going to come down to who can bring what online first. Apofina is about to have a Galactic Colossus online. And this Monkey Lord is just demolishing the base back here. No way in hell is that GC coming online. Construction has been abandoned. They're just trying to get more Mercies online. Those gunships need to engage. Get the whalers on that thing. I know there's flak, but they need to be attacking. Megalith moving in. That is going to be another attempt at a body block from this GC. Problem here is that there's multiple T3 shields with another coming online, protecting both the GC and the ACU. Megalith getting tangled in some of these buildings, and the GC is going to save its owner's life. Come on, give me an overcharge, bud. There's the green glow. Overcharge for the win. Direct kill on a Megalith face to face in the late game. Here comes the Monkey Lord, gonna kill that strat defense, and I think that is the loss for the Southern team. There's still a Fat Boy online, but it is too late to the party. GC's gonna come down and finish off what little is left after those bricks get done with it. There's a Ripper coming online, but unfortunately there is no air control to boost it to the win. Monkey Lord gonna keep raking across these T3 P-Gens, and I think that is the loss for the Southern team. There's a lot of ways that I think that could have gone either way. If this Fat Boy sat for about a minute and a half right there without moving. If it had been in on the attack when green was pushing, I have zero doubt that the Southern team would have won this. None whatsoever. If the Monkey Lord had been scouted on the right side and the bricks had been placed over here so that they intercepted that Monkey Lord that was coming down, then with the help of an overcharge or two from an ACU, and that is a shielded commander, by the way, so it could have survived the Monkey Lord, that would be dead and these guys would still have their bases. There's at least two ways that the Southern team could have won this, and it just didn't happen. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Sometimes teams aren't as coordinated as they could be, and it kind of sucks, but whatever. It was a good game with a lot of nukes. Lot of nukes. Man. That was, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and an attempted fourth built down here. Man. All right. Waiting for the death of Arrow.
Strategic launch detected.
What's going to kill him? Here comes a nuke. I think that's going to be it. God Enel is trying to survive, but nope. Not meant to be. Loyalist going to finish him off. And then we have the nuke. All right. That is games, folks. Well played, both teams. Couple of little errors here and there that can be fixed. I hope the guys who played in this game do watch it and take the tips to heart. I know it's easy to see things in, well, I was about to say 2020 hindsight. It's not really hindsight because I'm watching the replay in the current form, but yeah, other eyes than yours looking at it. Okay, so as always, guys, we're going to open up the floor to any questions related to FAF, Supreme Commander, me personally, YouTube, or whatever you wish to ask. It can be anything. And I already have a couple of questions over in the sidebar that I am going to look at an answer for. But anyway, let me go to desktop because I think that this will be easier to do if I do it. Let me get all of my crap out of the way. So I have a clean desktop. Bring this up and we will go to the... it's capturing my other window. What do you know? Un segundo. And clear and clear. All right, there's our monitor. Let's go to a new tab and look for the replay parser. Actually, let me ask an Aeolus. Because this is where you find your actions per minute and all of that other stuff. It's a handy dandy link that goes to basically it downloads the replay and then it separates the chat, the statistics from the game, your first buildings that you built, so you can actually see like the first 5 minutes of play in text format to see what people were doing as far as move orders and stuff goes, your APM statistics and all that stuff. Very, very handy tool if these guys... there it is. FAF Bitbucket. That is it. Let's dump a replay ID in here and see what happens. Let's go to replays, local archive. Why do I only have 2 days of local archive? Oh, because I deleted... Oh, whoops. I deleted my folder. All right. Let's go to the Gap game, just for the hell of it. All right, we're going to right-click, show in folder, and this handy-dandy window pops up right here. This is your game replay ID number. So you copy that out, and then let's go back to this. And load that in. There we go. So there's our game, Team 1, Team 2. There's all of us with our average APM and the rating beside it. So I had 50 APM, Dark Anubis 21, Ionic 20, Turret 30, and then 30, 43, 24, 55. There is a complete log of all chat. Here are the statistics for the game as far as number of commands issued and all of that kind of stuff in handy dandy graphs. And then this stuff down here is a complete log of all move orders issued by that person. So we can go anywhere in here and see the order of things. That's only useful for the very, very first part of the game. Let me see here. I need different players. There we go. So Soul Crusher. Let's take a look at... Holy cow, that's a lot of walls. Oh well, we'll just look at him. So if you want to see what somebody did to open, right at the beginning here, you can see Factory, 2 T1 engineers, Hunter and Scout, more engineers, and then we have move orders and that kind of thing. So you can see what units people built first, what buildings they built, and all that good stuff. Anyway, very handy tool. It is fafaf.bitbucket.org. And you should probably save that. All right. That is one question answered. And let's go back over to this thingy. I'm going to host up a game and we will go over any questions that you may have. Let me see. I'm going to host a Canis game because that's what we were just playing on or watching anyway. Got to re-download all of our handy-dandy little files for the new patch that has come up. By the way, kudos to the guys who made the new patch. I know that it broke a lot of stuff. They are gradually going back through and fixing everything, and it is getting better and better as the week goes on. There's a lot of cool stuff that they added, things that had been broken for a very long time. You need to read the changelog because it's kind of dry material, a lot of it. But they fixed many things that have been issues for months now. So I was happy with it. Let's see. Canis. Let's do the 5 versus 5. Maybe our nets will hold up to it. And I'm going to host. There we go. All right, we're going to leave this, and I will go back and check the stream, and we'll see what kind of questions we've had on this. I need to change my options, though, because these options are definitely not right. I'm going to go assassination, no cheating, because I was testing out some stuff in here. And let's see, normal game speed, no share, and we're good. And then we're going to do... Okay. And auto teams, we're going to do north
Group
versus
formed.
south. All right.
Group formed.
Good enough. Okay. All right. Someone said that they had a suggestion for a tutorial that I should do. You need to post that suggestion so I can look at it.
Group formed.
Yeah. Okay.
Group formed.
So apparently I'm not pronouncing Apophanis name right. Something like that. I don't know.
Group disbanded.
Let's see. Belated Q. Yeah, the game is starting to show its age. Carl saying kind of a bummer how old this game is, but I love it. And Belated, yeah, the only bummer is a lack of players. There are actually more players playing this game than there were this time last year. And there's more players on FAF than there have ever been. So the only problem is that a lot of people have kind of gotten stuck in their preferred games list. Like they only play a couple of maps. So the community, there's certain groups of players that only play in certain games and they don't really cross paths a lot. So a lot of times it seems like there's less people playing than there actually are. But if you go look at the real statistics on it, well, actually I can look it up. There were 10,600 unique players in the last month. 530 ladder games in the last 24 hours, almost 3,000 custom games in the last 24 hours. And that is a consistent average. 66,000 games on the custom game side and 12,000 ladder games per month. And that is a steadily increasing number because I remember when there was only about 82,000 unique players per 30 days. And so that is going up. But yeah, I would like it if there were more that played, but it is still a good game though. Basically 60 APM is good. Yes, you do not need APM. For an example, let's take Luzon, who is basically as good as they come in 1 versus 1. I say that fully realizing that Blackheart and a lot of other ones can keep up with him or beat him. Luzon has been around since the dawn of Supreme Commander and has consistently been competitive all the way through. He is just an all-round brilliant RTS player, and that's why I pull him up as the example. He has sub 30 APM. He just has a thorough understanding of macro and how the game works, and he can make it work for him. This is a game where you can benefit from micromanaging units in an extreme way, but overall, it's your outlook on the game as a whole more than, like StarClick. I actually said StarClick. Yeah. StarCraft, we joke about it being called StarClick because your APM determines how good you are at the game. How long have I played the game? That's from Tea and Scones down here in the game chat.
Group formed.
I have been playing the game for about 3 years ish. I have never played Crysis. Emily's asking me to play Crysis 3 online. I don't know. I've never played it before. I might try to look at it. Other people are telling me Crysis 3 is bad. I don't know. Let's see. Please play Modern Combat 5 or Crysis 3. What? I know what Crysis 3 is. What is Modern Combat 5? I'm not sure. All right, we just need 2 more players in this game, and we can launch. And I still don't know what I'm supposed to make a tutorial of. Someone informed me that I desperately need to make a tutorial because I'm missing one, and yeah,
Group formed.
failed to tell me what it should actually be about. All right, I think I am just going to do randoms. Is the easiest way to do this. We're going to do random spawns and go with it. I'm going to do random faction too. Thanks, Tim Murray. I have heard that the first Crysis is like one of the best FPS ever made. I honestly haven't heard anything about Crysis 2 or 3, so I don't know. I do know that it's very taxing graphics-wise, so they use it for a lot of benchmarking, but whatever. Tutorial on when to move away from the base with your ACU and start making engineers with factories with engineers instead. That would be the most pointless tutorial that I could ever make. That is entirely dependent on what map and what strategy you are using. For instance, on Setton's Front, you literally only build a factory and then you walk. If you're playing on a 5-kilometer 1 versus 1 map, you're going to want to build factory, couple P-gens, couple mechs, and then walk to front to use your ACU for combat. You can't predict that. There's no one-size-fits-all build order for every game, every map, every situation. So, anyway. Let's go. Mini Munchers, if you go to Speed 2, Speed 2 has tutorials that are slot specific, map specific on his YouTube channel. Actually, let me look right here. I think I have his link. Ah, yes, I do. All right, so this is Speed's channel. This Speed School of FAF, he has like pyramid side spot build order. So that is one specific map, one specific slot. He can show you the build order for it. Pyramid air slot. Cheese snipes, fire beetle snipe tutorial, build order for Theta T1 land spam. This is, I prefer not to do this because it's so specific. And honestly, I'm not a 1 versus 1 player, but if you're looking for extremely specific stuff on how to do this one thing, then look at these. and his channel is just Speed 2. If you YouTube search Speed 2 Supcom, it pops up first result. So yeah. Do. All right, let us go. Prepare for the attack of the net lag. I think Emily Sarkos is a troll. I really do. All right, I'm in the air slot. Yay! Not really. I did a video on this one time, teching with 4 mexes, where I literally only got the 4 mechs at the home position and teched them all the way to T3 and got T3 air off of it, and it was kind of hilarious. But anyway, mass is an issue in this slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a T1 land factory. Anyone who is in this game that is not on my team, please exit the stream because I am actively going to chat about what my team and I are doing. And please just be an honorable gentleman and leave. Thank you. Give you a second to close it out. All right. So I'm capping all 4 mexes and then pushing my ACU up to the mid to help out with some things. I'm going to use engineers to build the hydro and then also build... let's see, we're going to go for a couple of P-gens, air factory, mini P-gens. All right, there we go. And we'll be good. That engineer is going to assist, and then I'm going to pop engineers all over the place to get as much reclaim as I possibly can, so that I don't fall way behind on everything else that's going on up here. The more reclaim I can secure, because I don't have many mass extractors, the more reclaim I can secure, the better off I will be. I'm not going to be a complete and total douchebag and like reclaim right beside someone's base, but I am going to send out a lot of engineers to a lot of places and try to sweep up some of this mass. All right, so hydro's coming online. As soon as that pops in, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a mass extractor. I know it's going to be cutting it a little tight, but I think I can pull it off and be okay. All right, so I got that one there. I'm going to place this one. And I'm doing these because attack move orders from the factory, the engineers reclaim for a very long range. Very handy tool. You can mop up a ton of mass that way. All right, green is coming to this side, so he's going to be snatching up some of that reclaim. I'm not going to be able to get all of it, but I will get some of it. I'm going to build a mass extractor here, walk up to front, and do some reclaiming with my ACU here. I'm going to have to postpone building air for just a few minutes till I can get my mass situation sorted. I'll start reclaiming on this side. But I'm going to build power first. Thankfully, I'm getting a tiny little bit of overflow from my team right now, so that is a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and come up and cap this mass extractor as well. If I can hold on to it for the magic 18 seconds, then I will have succeeded in coming ahead, or breaking better than even on mass. Alright, I think I can start air now. I'm going to do 3 scouts. That way I can be the kind teammate and ping a scout across each side and one up the center so that we can see what everybody's doing before the game starts going on too much. Okay. I don't need a moderator. We can all be grown-ups and just ignore the troll. Alright, gonna drop 2 mass extractor upgrades at a time this time. My power levels will keep ahead, I think. I'm gonna ping a scout across this side. scout across this side, and one right up the center to see what everybody's up to. That will hopefully give us the information that we need to make good decisions as a team. Ah, I have tea and scones on my team. Brilliant. Well, we have flares versus mantis, which is not ideal in the least. Alright, so we're going to throw down another land factory here. Take care of that T1 bomber. I don't know where the mantis went. That's weird. More T1 bombers. Just gotta keep an eye out. Alright, well that's handy. Alright, so I am definitely ahead of my air opponent on eco. That is an assured fact. I can go ahead and start my T2 upgrade on my air factory as soon as these guys are done upgrading. And there's the mantis. That's where they were. Take a slightly different route up there. That's an early T2 right there. Hot Fog is pushing that T2 very hard on his side. Let's go ahead and drop a T2 upgrade. Let's get out one engineer, followed by a buttload of interceptors. We need that engineer out so that we can build TMD followed by T2 power generators. So and stupidly slow interceptors. No. There we go. Okay. So that is that. He's got all four upgraded to T2, and he is starting the capping process. So we're at about the same place. Let me go ahead and drop these. Then we'll come back. And we're going to do that right there. Nice little compact base area. I'm going to go hide in the water here. Oh, how dare you. How dare you. You're not going to get into my power. No, siree, Bobby. Might kill an engineer. Nope, not even gonna kill an engineer. Alright, unbalanced. You need to do something productive here. I need to kill someone badly, because this is not looking good. I got the 800 and the 700. Luckily, I got HCH. He is good. All right. I think I'm going to rely on HCH to do something very useful towards the end. Not sure how good this is going to be to begin with. And we do have a pillar there. Blue is getting systematically disassembled. That, my friends, is a... yeah, ACU. I was about to say triad, but then I'm like, no, the trajectory is changing, so can't be that. Okay. Things moving up over here. Come on, T2 power, finish. This is not good at all. Come on, come on. Let me get my ACU out and help this poor guy. We're gonna do this though. That'll work. Why didn't you drop? Okay. See what we can do to advance this side. More build power is the name of the game, folks. Alright, we're going to force him into a dodge, which is going to disrupt his APM and should allow... holy crap, there's a lot of air. Alright, let's see if we can successfully kill him. We'll go for a gun upgrade here. It's gonna work out. Ah, no, not the flak. Kill the flak. Kill the flak now. Get T1 air away from the flak. Thank you. That works out beautifully. Alright. Alright, well that was a failed endeavor. Let's stop that and start stockpiling. Actually, let's not. Let's go ahead and dump a T3 upgrade and start building some T3 engineers. Maxi is going way too deep on this one. Thankfully, HCH is forming up over... oh, crap. Crap, crap, crap. This is not good. Blue's about to go under. Suck up that mass. Turn it into point defense. This guy's gonna get mercied. Or corsaired. I can feel it. I can feel it on the wind. Alright, well, nice push on that. That will hopefully make up for this on the left. We're just going to play Ring Around the Rosie here, apparently. Musical chairs, whatever your preferred circular motion game is. There we go. Alright. Threat is gone. Well, there's still this down here. I am going to send this little guy over here. A little posse of engineers to assist him. Alright, this guy needs to start making power in a big kind of way. Okay. I think we'll be fine. I think we will be fine. Well, that's nasty. Dropped a Harbinger right at the front. Nicely done, my friend. Okay. Should keep us safe momentarily. I'm going to go dip back into the water, because that would be the smart thing to do when I have no air. Oh, crap. Bet those are Harbingers. Nope, T2 tanks. That's fine. I'll just overcharge you. And crap, he has ASF. Which means we're about to get strap bombed. That's what's about to happen here. Get back, get back. Okay. At least it's a Cybern strap bomber. It could be worse. I do not have the eco for this. At all. Ugh. Dumped a bunch into that up there. Come on, I'm gonna confuse your firing patterns, bud. You're not gonna get a bomb off. Don't even try it. That is more concerning, though. Ugh. So terrible. Circumstances bad. Need that shield online, bud. That's what I need. Yeah, we're toast. Nothing we can do at this point. Oh well. GG. Oh, how kind. A teammate gave me a mobile shield. That's actually awesome. Very awesome. Not that it's going to do me any good, but yeah. There goes the strap bomber. Let me just try to get a couple of these up. If I can get just a little bit more mass income, I might be able to actually do something. Till then, Guncom! Also, hip hip hooray for Cybern Stealth, because we can't get a lock on that bomber. This is actually just about worst case scenario right here. I'm not going to quit though, because HCH is still on the front. So until I actually die, I'm not going to be finished with this. Come here, Harbinger. Let me overcharge you in the face. Yes! Haha! There we go. That's all I wanted all along. Okay. Get ACU into protected custody. My next project needs to be Omni. Blue's gonna be dead. Completely surrounded by spam and nothing to help him. Me and T3 Scout just to see if they have a nuke. Dooby 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 doo. Trying to think if there's any options that I actually have, and I'm not coming up with any. HCH is upgrading something. What that something is, I don't know. But he does have massive eco. He's got all T3 mechs working on a T3 power generator in the home base, and then all capped T2 in the field. So if anybody's going to drag us out of here, it's going to be HCH. Basically, I just need to survive long enough to give him air support if I can never get this freaking T3 mechs online. That was probably blue on the right. Yep. Unbalanced apple. Haha! Reclaim time! Sorry to all you headphone users. I sincerely apologize. Actually, I'm going to keep all these guys on this one. We are going to go with this one. Go like that. And we're going to go like this. Reclaim, 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 reclaim. And then reclaim. And then we want to do mass extractors. All right. Where's my T3 engineers? There you are. All right. Need to get a shield back down for obvious reasons. And start ASF production. No, not HCH. Yeah. GG. GG. Oh well. Oh my goodness. I think we may. Well, no. Let's. I'll rehost. We're gonna do a different map though. I can't do Canis twice. I have 3 ASF. I'm gonna save HCH's life with 3 ASF. Because of course I am. Nope. Too late. Harbingers are a bigger concern. No. Alright. And we're done. Oh, the random teams are brutal. Brutal, I say. We had a 1500, Nuclear Storm at 1300, and another 1500 on that team. Nuclear Storm is probably the best 1300 air I know, generally speaking. So... all right. We are finished. Kick out of here. My typing is terrible. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're done. I'm gonna host one more. We'll see. Ah, freaking A, the stupid X glitch. Close window. There we go. Comforting little ding of disconnect warning. Alright, let's host one more. I'm gonna do... let's do another 5 versus 5. Let's do Badlands. I haven't played Badlands in a long time. So we're gonna do this atrocity of a map. North versus South. On random slots, random factions. That's what we're gonna do. Because I like the punishment.
Group formed. Group formed.
Apparently, Tim Murray. Tim Murray does not like aliens.
Group formed. Group formed. Group formed. Group formed. Group formed.
Aeon does not need 120 APM to play properly. They are very, very strong in a lot of respects, but not perfect by a long shot. So mainly people how do I put this? Someone is telling me that Maxi lags. I am just... Actually, he is from Chile. You know what? I'm going to go with them. Sorry. Sorry, Maxi. I'm just... That Chile ISP really makes me nervous. Chile and Brazil seem to have a lot of connection issues or like lack of... They're not stable. They'll be perfectly fine sometimes, and then other times they will lag like all hell, and it is incredibly frustrating. Incredibly frustrating. The Aeon require babysitting, but not more APM. You can't just like point and click with a bunch of tanks and the tanks roll over everything, because Aeon tanks are paper if you don't stay at range. So anyway, yeah. Aeon does not need anything else to be strong. Aeon is very strong. Very strong. All right, well, I'm on the north side this time. All right, we've got Hey Buddy, me. We've got Baby Rocket for a 1600. Then we've got Roke, who is 11, and HCH so 7. Wow. Holy freaking cow. Let's see, Belated Cube 1600, Icy Nightmare 1700, ICOM 1500. Okay, so this is actually balanced. Nice. Very nice. I need to turn on engineers because when I'm not building anything, bad things happen. Okay, so this will actually be a good game, I think. And it is even odds to who wins. Good dealio. Go Hydro. And all the power spam! Okay. So this is my mass extractor back here. I'm going to get the Hydro here and go Mex. And then we're going to go straight up assist on power. And we're going to go get some tasty reclaim and start pushing units towards the front. Okay, I think we're good. We are going to go brutally early tech. That is what we're going to do.
Commander under attack.
Give me reclaim and give me death. Alright, I'm gonna back off. I don't really need that much stuff. Let's go ahead and finish this off and then assist the T2 upgrade. I'm gonna guard my mass extractor here. And get my gun upgrade. Okay. We're sitting in a pretty good position here. We will all need to chip in to make a little bit of air. So I'm going to... Any more manual reclaim left in the bag? Not, is there? No, there's not. We'll leave that alone. Okay, so zap all these rocks and then go to build an air factory. And by the time I get over there, I should be in the economic position to actually handle such a thing. I'm going to go down from these to that, and I'm going to build a shield and 2 flax to assist my commander, because I don't have T2, so I'm going to use the shield and the flak to give myself some protection while I am pushing. And then these guys, let's go ahead and assist these. One engineer. Alright. Gun upgrade is almost complete. And then we'll be ready to wreak some havoc. There's my shield. Alright, this is shaping up nicely. I know I'm 34 mass stalled, but it's okay, people. It is okay. Got a lot of stuff going on. Let's do a... Actually, let's do a power storage. Okay. We're going to need some additional power in order to float all of this. That's not good. I'm gonna go around the back of ICOM and come up from behind. I think this is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever done.
Commander under attack. Commander under attack.
Oh, whoa. Need to back up. Okay. Enough of that.
Commander under attack.
Good lord. How much each? Okay. Finally. Alright, so there's a Cerberus turret. Okay, so I do need to back off. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Nobody is T2 air yet, it appears. Okay. Need more mass. Let's see here. HCH is taking an upgrade, probably T2. And I probably need to do the same thing in just a minute here. Go ahead and assist that T2 upgrade. Get our eco laid down for what I have planned here. Do another T2 gen. And then assist. Well, hello, folks. I'm surprised this radar is surviving. Since the radar has survived so long, I'm going to go ahead and build a mass extractor. Who's to tell me I shouldn't? Now this mess back here, let's go ahead and start reclaiming this because we've got our second T2 gen going up now. And I think we will be perfectly safe. Go ahead and do that. There we go. And as long as we don't get tack sniped, I think we'll be fine. Always got to watch out for the cheese. Aw, man. That's sad. The OP wall sections did not finish. Oh well. Such is life. Alright. UCH is not actually where I thought he would be in Eco. That's okay though. My shield in, my AA up. We'll have Percival's on the field momentarily, which will be nice. Snipe that air scout. And of course, my teammate is getting tack missiled. Because of course he is. Where is the tack missile? That's the question. Or is it on an ACU? That would be the more likely explanation. Let's see, we have... Nope, Aeon and Cybern. So... yeah. Now I need power. Because all my mass came online and my units start producing. So once you balance your mass, power becomes more of an issue because then you figure out how much you actually needed it. But it's okay. It is worth the power stall to get this shield done, because once I can get the shield done, I will have Percival's at my back. And I will be able to run blocker for my Percivals while people trying to seize air control makes me nervous. At least Orange is coming to help as well. Got lots of people on air duty here. Holy cow. And yet more coming in from Gray. Just got pinged. Okay. Alright, we're going to lose it because I have way more on production, but whatever. Such overkill. 1600 DPS coming down on a 140 HP tank. All right, I need to run up there. Oh, maybe I need to come up here. He's got loyalists. That is a lot of T2. I'm gonna come up. Oh no. No! No! The Fire Beetle snipe! Fire Beetle snipe is strong with this one.
Commander under attack.
Which means that everything is about to come in for my base.
Commander under attack.
Why? Okay. Okay. Come on, Percival's, help me out here. Ah, middle player folded.
Commander under attack.
Come on, come on.
Hitting.
There goes my T2 power.
Commander under attack.
And my mechs. Fantastic. Hopefully one of my other teammates can save me from this madness. Because otherwise, this is all for naught. Oh, there's my power stall. Okay, no more overcharge. I gotta get out.
Commander under attack.
Alright, he's got gunships on it, so we'll ignore that and come back and try to close the gap here. Oh, mercies, what do you know?
Commander under attack.
Would have loved to have had a ping on that one. Alright, well, I'm going to protect my comm, get back in base, and see what I can do to wall up this mess. We all know that every time I cast, I die horribly. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how the game's going. If I'm in a live cast, I die horribly. That's just it. Oh my goodness. Sure wish that would have been a fire beetle drop. That would have been awesome. Stupid drops. Getting in there trying to steal my mass.
Commander under attack.
What is this madness here? Is that a point defense? Get out of here with that. You know you're not going to win this.
Commander under attack.
Oh crap, he just might. Build power. Yep, I gotta get out.
Commander under attack. Commander under attack.
Thankfully, I had a couple vet. Otherwise, I would not have lived through that. Alright, once my shield is stable and my once my shield is stable with my power levels and these Percival's get here, yep, this is as good a time as any. I'm gonna go ahead and head over here. Alright, we'll be able to take it now. Couple of T2 point defense cannot stop Percival's. Ah, he's under power stall too. Nice. Well done.
Commander under attack.
Thankfully, my commander shield is up. I don't know why these guys think they can kill me with T2 bombers when I have lots of flak. Bam. It's all down. That's very strange. And stupid MMLs. The answer to that, my friends, is Demolishers. Sorry, I'm getting a little quiet here. Getting a little bit weird talking for this long. And it's hard to talk while I'm playing too. Outliving 2 teammates is not a record for a cast. Come on now. That is correct, Tim Murray. Okay. Playing as a live caster, and it's not an excuse. It is not an excuse because you should be able to stand up to people trying to attack you. That's the entire point. But it is a reality that there is a bounty on my head because everyone wants to be the one who kills Brink. As basically the entire reason why I stopped playing Phantom games, because I would get in there and everyone would target me regardless of whether I was actually a Phantom or not, and try to kill me just so they could say that they killed me in a Phantom game, which was just so ridiculously stupid. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You should be able to take care of yourself in a game regardless of how many people are trying to kill you. I just didn't. Alright, let's go ahead and put some caps on these suckers. I hear units. There they are. There are units. That's the best kind of units to hear. Okay, and we need T2 radar. I'm expecting the Monkey Lord any minute now. Oh, HCH just gave up. Oh well. Well, that was the last chance that we had of winning. Right there. I was being optimistic that this Fat Boy would come online and I would be able to actually do something with it, but I guess not.
Your defeat is without question.
That is actually kind of a dick move. Well, I just completely and totally lost all respect for Icy Nightmare. That... Wow. Oh well. Monkey Lord is going to go down very quickly with all the bombers in the air because we have absolutely zero map control. Or air control. Air control is what I meant to say. But yes, there are lots of strats around. I don't think this dream is going to be realized. All the power is going down for my buddy, which is as lethal as any shot to the face. And that is game. Tim Murray, he's building T3 point defense right on the edge here, which was wrecking HCH's entire base, and the artillery can't hit the top because the map is bugged. So basically, he can fire as long as he wants to. It's like this, see? I can't. The units won't shoot at it. It just won't. That's the problem. Because you can build whatever you want up here, and units down here can't target the plateaus. I did not know that it was broken on the 5 versus 5 map. So that's kind of my fault for hosting it, but that is the only reason that this worked, and HCH was losing his entire base. So yeah, that's the end of that. And I think I'm done as well, because this artillery, after he heard that, Blue started building artillery on this side. So now he's going to wreck my entire base, and there's nothing that I can do about it. So, yup. Waste of game, waste of time and energy. Nothing to be done about it at all. Oh well.
Commander under attack.
Alright, that is going to wrap up the live cast. Went way longer than I thought it would. But, oh well. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting and participating and everything else. I love these live casts. I like any kind of cast. I like interacting most of all. By the way, I did play the last Sins of a Solar Empire game that I'll probably play for a little while. It ended up being like 2 hours long, and there's not a whole lot of talking going on. But I played it with several guys from FAF, Pony and Bushmaster and some other guys. We played most of a game of Sins. We put 2 hours into it anyway. So if you're interested in watching that, it will be uploaded by tomorrow. It's a very, very large file that I have not started yet. But anyway, that'll be up. And then this, of course, will go back live. So if you missed the first part of it, just rewind to the beginning and play it. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. Alrighty, guys. I'm out of here. I will see you guys next time. As always, said it already, but again, thank you so much for watching.